Hey, welcome to I'm That Mom, the podcast about motherhood without the pressure of perfection. My name is Katie. I'm a self-taught entrepreneur who started my baby company while pregnant and grew it to an 8-figure business as a single mom of 3. Join us as we discuss the fun, funny, and messy parts of motherhood. We're certainly not experts. We're just here to support all the moms and hopefully, collectively, we don't completely f*** it up. Okay, so last week we talked about what not to freak out with a newborn. This week, what not to freak out with a toddler. And then we're going to keep going. Next week's going to be teenager. Next week's going to be full-grown adult. No, I'm kidding.
Husbands.
Okay,
No.
toddlers first. So
Grayson, oh my gosh. So I don't quite have a toddler yet. She just turned 1 a few weeks ago. And so we're just hitting the toddler phase right now. We're showing like a few signs of that like toddler.
girl, you are like tip of the iceberg. You're not there.
I know.
Not yet.
So
she just
prepare
turned
me.
1. She just turned 1. I feel like but she's walking, right?
Kind of like
She's
not
right
fully,
there.
but like she'll take like 10 steps like whenever she wants to.
Yeah. So right about the time that they're walking comes full independence. And I would say that is where the red flags go up and there is like a whole new series of whatever. But you know what? To your point of like walking, and you said she's 1. Why? For some reason we have this pressure, right? Like if they're close to 1, they should be walking. We're practicing with them. I'd say, don't freak out if they're not walking at 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I mean, and we have her in daycare, so there's a pretty good mix of kids like in her age range of like kids that are like linebackers already, like running, and then other kids like her that are like learning their balance and all of that.
If it was back and it was me and I was 1, I'd be like the fat kid in the corner sitting there just watching everyone. Like you guys got it all wrong. As long as you just sit here, they carry you, they feed you, like.
Yes.
Slow down, kids. There's no rush. My favorite advice to new moms, like when I see them walking, like practicing walking, between their legs with like their 7-month-old, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're almost walking. And I'm like, okay, listen up. Best word of advice, push them down.
Yeah.
Like straight up, baby, stands up on the edge of the coffee table, just kind of walk by and go bloop. Because it becomes so much harder when they're mobile in the transition. Now, when they're full on walking and not like falling and all the things, definitely easier step. But in that transition period where they're kind of crawling, kind of walking, you're having to baby proof your house. Think about it. Right now, you've got a good solid, probably like 5 minutes before she crawls out of the room.
Yeah.
So you can make dinner. She can be in the living room playing. That moment, that silence comes around and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Where's my baby? When they're walking, it reduces down to like 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden
I can see that.
Yeah, they're in the dog food bowl or they're, doing whatever. So yeah. I always say like push down your babies. Don't rush walking. It, gets faster. But also don't freak out if your baby is 14 months, 16 months and not walking. Take the things into consideration, right? Like your second, third baby, if you've gotten older first, they're probably, and even, if mom's staying home and you're carrying around baby more, maybe they're not practicing as much, or maybe they just don't want to, or maybe they're just chill, or maybe they're the baby that figured it out to sit in the corner. But, right? Are you freaking out that she's not walking?
No, because honestly, when I see her walk, she knows how to do it. And what I think is happening right now is she's choosing to crawl because she can move faster and she's more confident. Yeah. And so that's why I'm not freaking out about the fact that she's not walking everywhere, because she knows how to get where she wants to go.
Yeah.
And
ooh, she's smart.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
She's like manipulating the situation.
No, exactly. So that silence you talk about, like I understand that fear, because it's either quiet and I have to be like, oh, where'd she go? Or the clinginess is starting to set in a little bit too.
Oh, yeah.
Where she just like does not want to be out of my sight.
Yes. And so even like bath time's hard because you want to give her to dad and she's like, I want mom. And or stranger danger where, like they don't go. Whereas, because she's super friendly. When you brought her into the office, she's like, what? Like whoever wants to hold me. Like, she's like the Lion King baby. Like, come and take me.
Party
whoever.
animal.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, there's no rules again, right? There's no rules. Babies walk when they're ready. I think there's a lot of factors that go into play, how often you're practicing with them,
Yep.
if they have the will to do it, if they see an older brother or sister running around, they're wanting to keep up maybe. I've seen 7 and 8 month olds like run across the room.
Yeah.
So, and maybe mom didn't even practice with them. So there is no reason, there should be no guilt. There should be just enjoy it. Your
Yeah.
baby will walk when they're ready. Same with potty training.
Enjoy the fact that they will be in the same place that you put them.
Oh my God,
Like,
don't rush it. Push
Yeah.
them down. You're going to think that now. You're going to go home tonight and Grayson's going to like try to take 3 steps and you're going to walk by and be all bloop.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
She would be mad.
not a hard push, just like a boop. Just boop them down. Just so that one more day.
I
Just
can
one
already
more
picture her
day.
face. She would be like, what the hell, Mom?
Yeah, if she could hold up both her middle fingers
Yeah,
at you,
she
she'd be all-
would.
That'd be awesome. Okay, so I feel like we kind of transitioned a little bit because those are the 2 big toddler moments is really walking. Well, there's 3: walking, talking, potty training.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of them, there's definitely guidelines. They should be saying a couple words by whatever the months, they are under whatever circumstance they're in. But potty training, there's no rules either. I'd say, as early as probably 18 months, as late as past 3. I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
and it's really up to the baby. There's nothing worse than potty training a child that is not ready. And
Because it doesn't work, I bet.
No.
Right?
No. And the first time you go to the grocery store and they're, either not ready and they wet their pants in the middle of it, or you're having to rush to the gross public restroom. I mean, there's 1,000 things. And you don't know when they're ready until you know. And until you try. So you may try to potty train at 2, realize she's not ready. Try again, at 2.5. When they're at 3, they're more vocal about it, which is nice. That helps because they can say, I gotta go potty or pee-pee or poo-poo.
Yeah.
And so it helps you like communicate with them more. But, again, like don't freak out. If your child is not potty trained by 2, it by no means that you are doing a bad job.
No.
At all. Like whatsoever. What else did I say? Oh, tantrums. Has Grace had Grayson had a full out of body moment, like where you're standing back and looking at her like, wow, you are legit out of control.
I think, we've experienced our first one of those very recently over a TV remote. She's obsessed with remote controls.
Does she throw herself on the ground?
Yes.
In full dramatic
So for the first time ever, she can actually tell the remotes apart. We usually just swap them out. So one that doesn't work. This time we swapped it out and she lost her mind, went full exorcist, back bend,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. She was on her back, on her head.
Also, how did she know
over.
it wasn't the real remote?
I know, she's getting too smart. This is also where I'm you're good job, but
yeah. Dumb
I
it down
know.
a little bit. I need you to use the fake remote a little bit
I
more.
know, there's some downsides to this learning thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just screaming.
How did you get her to recover?
Honestly, first, my husband and I looked at each other and just started laughing. We're
You did.
what the fuck is happening right now? Do you see this freak out?
Are you recording? I feel like we can show this at her wedding one day.
We were oh my God, what is this? Because we had never experienced that before.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we just tried to distract her. Okay, girl, snap out of it. It's just a remote. Look at this. You've got your puppies. You've got your toys, mom and dad.
And that can make it worse. She can be ah!
I know.
Straight, I don't want my puppies. I don't want,
I know. That'll probably come
thing.
for us later. Right now, we can still distract her for the most part. But I know I've seen some friends with toddlers where it's just nope, I am focused on this one thing and nothing can get me off of it.
Yes. And your natural instinct as a mom is to try to make it better.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to distract. I'm going to offer her favorite snacks. I'm going to get her juice. I'm going to put
Whatever
on her
she
TV show.
needs.
What do you want? Yeah. And you get in that panic mode. And I I remember doing that too, but I remember reading or somebody telling me that actually the best part you can do about a tantrum is just kind of walk away. So it's a legit them feeling out of control. And we have that as grown adults, but I think it's called anxiety.
Right.
But same with the kids. I kind of feel like you just give them a moment, and eventually they're not going to lay there and scream forever. Now, it might feel like forever.
Yeah, especially if you're in public.
Yes,
Woof.
but I say try a couple things. Try their favorite snack. Try the juice. Try the puppies. Try whatever's worked before. Do not freak out if that doesn't work again. Try something else. And then in the moment that you really feel like, oh my God, like, how am I going to get them? Just walk away.
Yeah.
Walk in the other room. This works for your husband too and your children, but nothing works better than just being unfazed by the behavior, because sometimes it's just for attention.
Yeah.
And so, being able to be like, oh, that's nice. I'm just going to sit over here and eat my bowl of ice cream, and the kid's still melting down. Eventually they're like, man,
no, because they'll look
I'm
over at
melting.
you
Yeah.
and be like, do you see me crying right now?
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, girl, I see you crying.
Yeah, I'm just going to finish pouring my glass of wine right
Yeah.
here while you do that meltdown and
You feel those feelings.
You feel those feelings. You do you. I'm going to do me with my earbuds in my ears and do the thing. But, I think they are kind of testing their boundaries a little bit. And that's normal. I mean, it is normal for them to say, okay, how long do I need to scream before mom reacts?
Yeah.
Right? And keep that in mind.
Yeah. Especially in public, too. I feel like
Yes.
the people that give you looks are the people that don't know.
No. Okay.
Like-
Have you traveled with her on an airplane yet?
Yes.
And I know you've been on an airplane where a baby's screaming, and I almost feel worse for the mom than I do the baby, because she's doing everything in her ability in that tiny seat to make it work. Like, I've been in that moment where you're trying to feed them, trying to get the passy, trying to get your phone, and you're sweating, right?
Yes.
Like nervous sweat, not like even good sweat, the kind where you're like, now I'm starting to stink and my baby's screaming. They kick the seat in front. You feel terrible. Like, you are trying everything to make it happen.
Yeah.
Last year, we had a very long flight to Hawaii because we got married last year. And and I've done that flight with newborns, and it's torturous. Now my kids all watch movies and it's fine, and I drink on the airplane. But I thought it was so cool. So a mom had a little baby. She was probably 4 to 6 months old. And the flight attendant actually came because, now there's no walking around airplanes. Like, it was already like that, but then COVID and the whole thing. It's like you keep your butt in the seat unless you're about to pee your pants.
Yep.
And so this flight attendant, which she was a mom, and she came by and she just said, can I see the baby? And the mom, she was probably 3 rows in front of me, and the mom just was all, take it. Yeah. And she walked the baby up and down the aisle, and like people were talking to the baby and interacting, and she went and got him she came back and said, can she have this, like, crackers or whatever? And mom was just probably crying. I would have been sobbing in my seat.
Gosh, I would have been
sobbing. I don't know actually if the flight attendant brought back a glass of wine for that mom or not. She probably should have, but it was just so nice because it was just a mom, like, helping out another mom. And, for if anybody is listening to this, it doesn't have children, and there is a baby screaming on an airplane, by no means are those parents not trying to make it better.
Yeah, they want that baby to be quieter, than you do.
Yeah.
They want that just as much.
Yes.
So give some grace.
And so I think it's hard for me to say, like, don't freak out if your baby has a tantrum or a fit in a public place, because it is out of your control. And just know that people are judging you. There are assholes walking around that Target or that grocery store judging. They don't have kids. Anybody that has had kids knows, like, and a little bit of their heart is like, thank God it's not me.
I know. They're
but
like,
also,
oh,
but also like, oh, I feel bad for that mom.
I know. Like, my heart goes out to you, but
yes,
I'm glad it's not me right now.
I've been in that moment where I want to go up to that mom and be like, can I help you? Like, can I do something? Can I, and she, even if I did that, I think most moms would just be like, no, I've got it. I'm good, because we want people to think like we've got it.
Yeah.
And we don't got it. No, I mean, I have left the grocery store with a full cart of groceries, and just dragged my child to the car and sat in the car and cried because it was full meltdown, right?
Yep.
And so then you drive home without your groceries with a kid that's now napping because they had a full meltdown.
Yeah, they're
and
happy.
You just feel like I am failing at a mom. So there are going to be really challenging moments in toddlers. I think more than even as babies and newborns. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Because they're feeling bigger things. I mean, when they're newborns, it's like, okay, they're either tired or hungry or need a diaper change. But
and they can't communicate. And I mean, how frustrating to be like a 2-year-old and you have poop in your pants and you don't know how to like say you're hungry.
Or like you're, yeah.
All the things.
Exactly.
I like to say they turn human at 4.
Oh.
Because if you think of it,
Yeah.
But I know, say I push down my babies and I call them human at 4. But if you think about it, it's kind of true. Like at 4, they're, same like we talk about like life moments, right? Like walking and these milestones are so important. Like a real milestone is when they can buckle their seatbelt and wipe their butt.
Yeah.
And that happens at 4. And it is life-changing. So.
And until then,
we're
surviving.
Then, yeah. Gosh, I wrote down they learn at their own pace. I feel like it's so funny how all these kind of big moments really revolve around your baby's just trying to figure it out. And the best thing we can do is be patient and help them when they can, but also take a step back and go, there's no right or wrong way of doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, Kevin and I talk about that at home too. Like, we're literally training her, like, how to be a human, like, how to function.
Yes. And if you put it that way, it's like, oh my God, I am not equipped to do this. Like, somebody's trusting me to raise humans.
But then, like, at the same time, like, it's like there's so many different ways to do things. And so it's like, okay, what's the best way to, like, train this little human?
I know. And then you read about it or somebody else's experience isn't relevant to yours. And you're about to add a second baby into the mix. So you just wait.
We get toddler and newborn.
In the same year you do. So, but it's okay. You'll divide and conquer and you'll figure it out. And
everybody will learn at their own pace.
Yeah. And some days you'll cry and sometimes the babies will cry and it's fine. And you're allowed to have like moments where like this sucks and this is really hard and I don't know what I'm doing. And then you should also have moments where like, wow, like I handled that like a champ. I should write a mothering book.
Yeah.
I should do a parenting podcast, except now our podcast is turning into like look, just if you can just like half-ass the things and do it like kind of medium well, like you're rock starring it.
I think so.
I know. I think so too. Is she a picky eater?
Not yet. It's funny that you ask that because yesterday when I picked her up from daycare, they told me she's gonna be hungry because she would not eat the Chex Mix.
Chex Mix?
I know. My kid doesn't like Chex Mix.
Is that also what was for lunch?
No,
or it was like snack.
It was like their snack. She crushed the lunch, but I guess she doesn't like Chex Mix.
How funny.
It's weird.
So she needed a snack.
Yeah. So I guess we're entering that phase too.
But she ate all the like smushed up, like, I don't know if you did the pouches or homemade baby food, but is there like a vegetable she didn't like or?
She didn't like pumpkin or.
Ew, I wouldn't either. I only like it in my coffee.
Tried it. Like, I don't know. I thought
but she ate broccoli and green beans.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My kid's weird. She loves vegetables.
Yeah. You
like
got lucky.
She eats like spinach or a veggie like every night. Sometimes like more than the rest of her dinner. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I don't know how I like lucked out with that.
You better find some wood and knock on it because come like the actual.
I know we're about to flip.
You're maybe not. I mean, I hope not. That's amazing. I had some picky eaters, some not. I mean, by the first one, I tried to get them to eat everything. You know, like all moms like try. And I've seen like TikToks and reels where like ways to trick kids. Like you're supposed to. I saw something where you're supposed to put the cookie like on their dinner plate so that dessert isn't a thing. And I kind of So it was like all the foods there, and like the whole goal is just eat all your dinner, and that kids naturally will just eat whatever in whatever order. And so whereas instead if dessert becomes like a like treat, then it's like a goal. And so part of that, I was like, okay, that's kind of smart, like thinking, but my kids would have just eaten the cookie first and been like, I'm full.
Right.
And I don't think I would have accomplished anything, but I could see why they're saying it too, is like, you kind of don't make a big deal about it. And then they don't see like that there's, okay, well, mom's making a big deal about me eating my vegetables. Maybe there's, it's like a trick. But she doesn't care about my mac and cheese. Like, what's happening?
That's true. Psychology, man.
Maybe. I don't know. My kids lived on
be.
chicken nuggets and string cheese and applesauce for a good couple years, and they're fine. The pediatrician never busted me. So
right.
She's like, do they eat a well-rounded meal? And I'm like, yep, I think so.
Like, we're good here.
We're good here. So I don't know. But picky eating can be difficult.
Wait, so what did you do for your picky eaters? Like, do you give them options or do you not give them options?
I still, to this day, have some kids that, like my teenagers, my daughter will eat anything. Like, if I make some kind of, like, fancy salad and grilled fish and, like, Brussels sprouts, she's like, Mom, this dinner was so good. And then my 10-year-old will be like, everything you make is disgusting. And, and then she wants, like, hamburger helper. And so I kind of try to balance. I do try, if I make dinner, and one of them won't eat it, I try to be like, well, this is what's for dinner. Like, that's it. And then I make her sit at the table and I fight it and I threaten all the things, like, still to this day. I know. I've definitely sent her to bed hungry. And then usually her go-to is like, okay, well, can I just have fruit? And then in my brain, I'm like, okay,
fruit's fruit.
Yes. And so then I'm like, fine, eat a banana and an orange. And so I'm failing.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I just let her. Yes, I do, because I'm like, oh, fine, just eat the fruit. And then it's battle.
It's not like you're like, okay, fine, let's like go out to this drive-through.
No, I don't do that. Yeah, and I don't do that, and I don't make a different
still
meal
in the house.
Yeah,
like
yes, I'm like,
she has
fruit.
to figure it out, but
I know, but it has to kind of be on their terms, and I think that's early on with kids, when they're trying the little like fruit pouches for the first time or cereal, and you can tell, like, and it's cute because they like, do that, like, where they go, and they spit it all out, and you're just like, that's so cute. Or they love it, like the bananas and the sweet potatoes, and they get all excited, and then you see them start to create, favoritism to different things, and you feel like you're treating or not, and I don't know. There's again, like,
there's some silver
if they're gaining weight and they're healthy and you're not giving them McDonald's every day, don't stress out if they're not eating all the vegetables. Don't stress out if they're eating only like the carbs. And I mean, like, really, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all survived.
What are you most scared about with like toddlers? Like, what are you dreading dealing with? Potty training?
I think maybe the potty training, or honestly, the mobility kind of scares me. Yeah. I know we touched on that a little bit, but the mobility, just the independence, I'm just
have you like proofed your house?
Yeah, we did like the baby proofing for like the cabinets and the drawers and all that, but now it's like the
sharp edges.
Yeah. But now it's like the climbing on furniture and like, can I get off the couch from this angle, or should I like go the usual way?
Yeah,
I'm like,
head first or feet first.
Like sweating, like watching
where you
her
sprint across the room.
Yeah. And she's like fine, totally.
Has she tried to crawl out of her crib yet?
No, not yet. Thank goodness. But she's figuring out like how to hike her leg up to like climb onto things. Yeah. And so yeah, she'll just climb up on.
Drop her mattress. Have you done that?
Oh yeah, we dropped that
way early. Yeah.
We have to figure that out because I'm about to have baby belly too. So I'm like, how am I going to put you in this crib and like have a bump too? Like
sideways.
I'm
you
about
sideways scoot up to it, and then you just kind of like throw them.
Right? Like,
go. Throw them in. It's hard. It's okay sticking them in. It's when they're asleep and at the lowest and you have to bend over. That's where I remember being like, and it chops you right there. Yes. It's hard not pregnant, like doing that. But I don't know. You figure it out and go through it. And You have so many exciting and scary and shitty things ahead of you with this new baby coming.
Yeah, literally shitty because we're about to have 2 kids in diapers.
Oh, God, yes.
But we'll be okay. And
yeah.
I'm taking some of this toddler advice because we're about to hit all of it at one time.
If we can help just one mom, we did our job.
Yes.
And maybe it's you.
It's me today.
Yeah. Make sure you tune in to all of our social media. Follow I'm That Mom on Instagram and our blog that we just launched, which has all kinds of helpful hints on toddlers and babies and all the crazy parts of motherhood. If you're curious about our brand, Caden Lane, you can go on our website at cadenlane.com. Also, check out our social. We do really fun things, lots of how-tos and cool tips and tricks about motherhood in general.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.